What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk. I'm your host, Blitzball champ, Jason Ingram, bringing you this coverage once again on the U to the Tube, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Week 5 in the NFL 2021-2022 season, as the Carolina Panthers will return back home to Bank of America Stadium to go up against the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. So, going to talk about this matchup, going to go into a couple of details and such. So, let's get started. Let's first start off by looking at the ESPN matchup predictor. 64.7% in favor of the Carolina Panthers, 35% in favor of the Eagles, and a 0.3% chance of a tie. As far as the injury report, the Eagles don't really have a lot. Offensive tackle Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson are questionable, while guard Sua Apeta is out. And of course, we already know that we won't have Shaq Thompson. He's out. And also, Stephon Gilmore, he's out. He won't come off the PUP list until week 6. So he has to wait a little longer. We also have Matt Paradis, it's questionable, as well as Cameron Irving. And even though Christian McCaffrey did practice, it was limited. He hopes to be ready Sunday, but to be honest with y'all, I think they should let him rest for one more week. I think they should let him rest this week. I would rather him come back 100% and not a percentage less than 100. We need Christian McCaffrey at his best, play-wise and health-wise. So even though he did practice, and it sounds like he feels good and had a great practice, I think we should play it safe, let him sit for one more week. I think Carolina should be fine. I think they should be fine. Now, taking a look at this matchup. First of all, looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been playing pretty well. 1,167 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He's been playing pretty dang on good. Hasn't turned the ball over that much. Been playing pretty good. He's young. He has a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove. But so far this season, even though their record doesn't show it because they are 1-3, Jalen Hurts has taken pretty dang on good care of the ball. Only 2 picks, 7 touchdowns. He's taking good care of the ball. So, something to keep in mind. And then you have to look at their other weapons on offense. The Devontae Smiths, the Jalen Ragers. Of course, Zach Ertz. They got some weapons on offense. They got Jordan Howard, running back. They got some weapons on offense. I wouldn't sleep on them, but it'll be interesting to see how this Carolina defense goes at this, especially the D-line. Remember, in the Cowboys game, Carolina defense didn't get a single sack. So hopefully, I got a good feeling that will change in this game. I think Carolina will get back on track. But the main thing is get back to shutting down the run. That's a big deal. Get back to shutting down the run. Just like in the Saints game, just like in the Jets game, get back to shutting down the run. I think that's going to be very important. I think we have to do our best to try to make Jalen Hurts pass. And at the same time, Carolina defense also is going to need to play some contain because Jalen Hurts can scramble and get the first down as well. So there's got to be some contain as well. Very important. Now, Looking at the defense, I mean, Fletcher Cox, Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, they got some names on defense. Definitely got some names on defense. Darius Slay. It's definitely a young defense. I mean, for the most part, pretty much the oldest on their team is Ryan Kerrigan on the defense. It's a tie between Brandon Graham and Ryan Kerrigan. But looking at some rankings now for defense for the Eagles, I mean, a couple of things you got to look at. You know, they do well at defending the pass. They're ranked seventh in passing yards on defense. They're ranked seventh. So, you know, something to keep in mind with Carolina looking to go to the air. But they seem to struggle stopping the run. They're ranked 31st in stopping the run. So I think this is a time where Carolina really needs to go heavy on the run game. And this could be the opportunity that Chuba Hubbard has to not only get a rushing touchdown, but could possibly get very close or right at 100 yards rushing. They're going up against the ranked 31st run defense. So you got to exploit that. This Carolina offense has to exploit that and really hit the ground running with the run game. They got to get that going. I know it might not be Christian McCaffrey back there, but I believe Chuba Hubbard and Royce Freeman can do some damage. They should be able to do some damage, but they got to really exploit this and get the ground game going. Another thing to keep in mind is also the Eagles' offense. Now they are ranked 8th in total yards, so they can put up some yardage on offense. So don't sleep on the Eagles' offense. If anything, I'm more concerned about the Eagles' offense than their defense, to be honest with you. I mean, their net passing yards a game, they're ranked 9th. So, I mean, third down efficiency, they're 10th. They're 10th in the league. So they do pretty dang on well. Top 10 in third down conversions. So that's something that's going to really be important to keep in mind, because getting off the field is going to be very important for Carolina. Going to be very important. Something that they struggled in the Cowboys game. So they need to really be able to get off the field, and it's going to be tough. Eagles offense ranked 10th in third down efficiency. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. But yeah, 8th in total yards, tied for 9th in rushing yards a game, and 9th in net passing yards. I mean, they definitely got an offense to keep an eye out on. Don't let the record fool you too much. Eagles do have a little offense. They do have a little offense, and it shows in their ratings. So we have to really be aggressive on defense. Can't take any chances. Got to really be aggressive. Now, as far as Carolina Panthers defense, a couple of things that I do wonder. One, linebackers. So Shaq Thompson being out, we're really going to need to see Jermaine Carter step up. We're going to, hopefully, we get to see some Frankie Louvu. I think they need to really consider giving Frankie Louvu a shot. Him, perhaps Julian Stanford. But I think it's time to really give Frankie Louvu a shot. I think it's time to give him a shot. And I know we just activated Kamal Martin from the practice squad to the main roster. I don't know if he'll see any action, but, you know, somebody's going to have to step up in Shaq Thompson's place. And the only two people I can think of are Frankie Louvu and or Julian Stanford. Looks like they're going to keep Jermaine Carter in the middle, but we gotta figure that out. I don't know how much Hassan Reddick's going to play between linebacker and edge. I would think probably more so edge, but the linebackers are really going to be tested in this game with Shaq Thompson out. This is big. Now, I know some people were probably thinking, do we take a chance and move Jeremy Chin back to nickel and perhaps put Sean Chandler, Sam Franklin as the two safeties? I think that's kind of risky. Actually, I think it's very risky. But honestly, this Carolina defense is going to be tested, especially with not only the D-line, mainly because they couldn't get a single sack last game, but especially the linebackers. I'm not too concerned about the secondary, but the linebackers, that middle, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. But I think it's very important that they get back to stopping the run, something that they didn't do too well in the Cowboys game. Need to stop the run. Gonna have to really bring the heat and pressure to Jalen Hurts. Make him throw. I know he's got weapons in Jalen Reagor and Devontae Smith. They're definitely threats, but I'm sure they're going to put D-Jack on Devontae Smith. And I know we still got A.J. Bouye. I know we still got C.J. Henderson. Hopefully C.J. Henderson can make an impact. But this defense, I only say that mainly because Philadelphia does have an offense. I'm not too concerned about Philly's defense, but they do have an offense. So just keep that in mind. But I believe that Carolina Panthers will bounce back, and I think they'll bring the heat. And they should be able to get this win if they can just stick to that. Now, as far as Carolina's offense, offensive line gave up 5 sacks last week. Not good. And gave up 11 hits on Sam Darnold. He got hit 11 times. So, offensive line has to get it together. I mean, we're already hurting. I mean, Cam Irving is questionable. We already have Pat Elflein out on IR. So, honestly, my only question for that is, do they take a chance and maybe start considering throwing Deontay Brown, Michael Jordan, or Brady Christensen in there? Now, I know a lot of people are talking about maybe potentially moving Taylor Moton from right tackle to left tackle. I think it's a bad idea. Don't take him away from where he shines the best. And I really feel like it may be time to give Brady Christensen a shot at left tackle, where he's played at BYU. I think it's time to consider that, and maybe even consider Deontay Brown at that, probably at that left guard spot. I don't know if he can play left guard. I know he's, right guard, but I mean, we have John Miller that's playing right guard. Unless they feel comfortable with Dennis Staley, I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy about that, but, Deontay Brown might want to consider. And also Michael Jordan. They did bring back Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan has been a starter with the Cincinnati Bengals. So, I mean, they need to do something with this offensive line, especially before trade deadline. This offensive line needs to be either shuffled around, fixed, whatever. Something's got to change. Something's got to change. And if Sam Darnold can't get consistent protection, it's going to hurt the offense in the long run. Especially if there's any chance of us making to the playoffs. This is a top need that needs to be addressed ASAP. There's no waiting until the draft or anything. They need to start addressing this because it hasn't been addressed. It hasn't been addressed in years. So I appreciate Mr. Fitterer making these big name trades. I mean, Stephon Gilmore, C.J. Henderson. I mean, he's doing the do. He's doing the do, putting himself in the running for GM of the year. It's all good, and also prepping for our future. The big plus. But we still have a big gaping hole in the offensive line. We just need to all admit it. We need to just flat out admit it. This O line is borderline mediocre to okay. I mean, it's kind of in that gray area. I know some may say even worse, but this O line needs to be addressed. But we're gonna see what happens in this game. Gonna see what happens in this game. But I think this is an important game for the offense to really hit the ground running in the run game and then open up the play action for passing opportunities. And hopefully we can be able to take advantage and use DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson and Tommy Tremble and Terrace Marshall Jr. He hasn't really gotten off to a great start. I mean, he's made a few catches, a few plays, but he hasn't really broken out yet. So I'm hoping to see more Terrace Marshall Jr. really get more involved. And hopefully Robbie get involved as well. I hope Sam Darnold has been working on his deep throws because he's been kind of inaccurate lately on the deep throws. Not to mention throws where DJ Moore is wide open or Robbie Anderson has been wide open. So I'm hoping that that is fixed going into this game because with these weapons like this, Sam Darnold has to be able to take some shots downfield and connect. And I think this is a great opportunity for him to be able to do that. So I'm hoping to see that. I want to see more Tommy Tremble get involved. Like when Tommy Tremble has touched the ball, he has delivered so far. They got to get Tommy Tremble more involved. The dude is showing that he can play. He can catch, he can block, and he can run. I want to see more Tommy Tremble in this offense. Him, Terrace Marshall. Hopefully this is a game that Chuba Hubbard can break out and get 100 and maybe a touchdown, get his first touchdown. That's what I'm hoping for out of this offense, especially with the Eagles' rankings on defense that they have. I mean, 31st in rushing defense? Exploit that. You got to exploit that. Run the ball down their throats if you have to. But that is a must. That is a must. And like I said, their passing defense, I mean, they're ranked 7th. But that run game, they're ranked 31st. Exploit that. So I think that's a big key to this game. Carolina really needs to hit that running game strong and ram it down the throats of the Eagles. I think that's important. That'll open up for play action, passing options, and hopefully Sam Darnold can take some shots downfield and they're accurate. Secondly, the offensive line has to bounce back. I think changes need to be made, but if not, we'll see how they do in this game. If there is no sort of improvement or if they don't get back on track, Carolina is in trouble. Need to fix the O-line. So on offense, the run game and just the offensive line holding it together on the run and on the passing and giving Sam Darnold plenty of protection. So I think those are the two important keys for the Carolina offense. Protection and the run game really being established. And then Carolina defense, main thing, like I said, Eagles have a decent offense. You know, they got to be aggressive on making Jalen Hurts throw, pressuring him, but also contain as well because he can scramble. He can scramble. They need to get back to stopping the run. Need to really get back to stopping the run. Cannot take any chances. Got to stop the run. They failed to do that in the Cowboys game. So I would say stopping the run and just containing Jalen Hurts and pressuring him. Make him beat y'all. Make him have to try to beat y'all. Overall, my score prediction, I'm going to say, I'm going to say 21-7. I'm going to say 21-7 Panthers. 21-7. I really feel like if the defense can really play well and lock down that Eagles offense, then the Panthers offense just have to pick up the scraps. Because like I said, I'm not threatened by much of the Eagles defense, especially not their run defense. So that's my prediction. That's my analysis of this. Like I said, I know Carolina's a little banged up going into this game. No Shaq. Potentially no Christian McCaffrey. I really don't think we need him. Right now, I think we need to let him rest another week. But yeah, no Shaq. No Stephon Gilmore. Not yet. And, you know, we may be without Cam Irving. We have to see how that goes. But I really feel like if they stick to those keys, I think this should get Carolina back on track and that they can become 4-1. But anyway, that's all that I have. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do you feel are the keys to this game for Carolina? What do you feel has to happen on offense and defense? Who would you like to see break out to really help move this team to a victory? Are you threatened by the Eagles? Do you feel this is a trap game? Do you feel that we're underestimating the Eagles? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. But anyway, and like I said, I'll be at this game. I will be at this game. I'll be there with my brother and nephew. My brother's an Eagles fan, so also gonna see a couple of friends there. So hey, if any of y'all are gonna be at the Panthers Eagles game, let me know. I'd love to see you. Love to cheer with you. Love to meet you. But yeah, so I will be at this game, and yeah, should be fun. Looking forward to it. But anyway, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can catch every video. Thank you so much for your time. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram with another Carolina Panthers talk. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in Charlotte. Take care.